Welcome back to another episode of Didi Got a Podcast. I'm your host, Didi. Appreciate you all for tuning in. I did not change the time again, as some of you all said that y'all were waiting for me to do. In today's live, man, we're going to be discussing Andrew Tate and his brother. As you know, Andrew Tate was arrested, I believe, yesterday in Miami. And I thought that was very interesting because we just covered Andrew Tate a few months ago, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I forget. As it pertains to the whole Nick Fuentes and the whole situation that went viral a few months ago. But before we get into that, I want to show you all something that's not related to Andrew Tate. And the reason why I want to show you all this is because I want to just uh I want to talk a little bit about something and show why being an influencer or a content creator isn't all it's cracked up to be, as some people think. Let me do this. Let me get that. And then let me get this pulled up. Okay. So I told you all that Casanet and his crew were just 5 minutes from my house, which is crazy to say that in Arkansas. If you live in a big city, then it should be expected, but this is different. But there's a kid, man, who is a part of his streamer university named Playboy Max. And Playboy Max, let me show. I want to show you all what he looks like, and of course, the photo never pulls up the first time because it would be too easy to do that. But let me show you all what he looks like. I'm just share my screen. So this is Playboy Max right here. All right. And he's another one of those creators who, in my opinion, I don't want to say he comes out of nowhere, because you can find, they have like a track record on the internet. But in this particular case, this kid, he debuted a look the other day. Well, it was a few weeks ago. And it went viral everywhere. He came out on stage because he does music as well, but he's also as I said, a streamer. He makes money from videos. And the look that he came out with caught a lot of people off guard. Here it is here. Playboy Max debuts new look at Summer Smash Festival. And as we all know, in today's day and time, a lot of people do whatever to go viral, to stand out, even if it means to quote unquote sell their soul, go against their morals. People don't care. This is a great example. But something just happened once again, just down the street from my house. I actually was on my way home yesterday, and I saw last night, and I saw all these people downtown Conway, which shocked me because there's never that many people. And I saw the school buses, which told me it was Casanet and the Streamer University crew. But there's a clip that went viral from the campus, and we need more of this to happen, because I'm the type of person, if I ran into these people in real life, it wouldn't be no fanboy, it wouldn't be no none of that. I will put people onto game just the way this person did. Let me go find yo, and I want to show y'all this. This was crazy. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna just do it this way. I was gonna share the screen, but instead I'm gonna show you all this clip. because a lot of people was calling this kid gay and saying, oh, they got to him. He's wearing the leopard print. He got the wig on. He's making comments about why is it that men are not allowed to twerk? That should be a genderless dance. I mean, making all the suspect comments and actions that people typically take once they reach that level. Not a surprise at all. Some of the most masculine people, you will be shocked to find out that they're into things like that, like Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of people don't know Shaquille O'Neal is allegedly into cross-dressing. And I'm saying allegedly just to be uh, careful here, but it's not even alleged, bro. It's all over the internet. Shaquille O'Neal, super dominant, the most dominant figure in sports, in basket and NBA history, is into some of the most zestiest things that people wouldn't think. Has access to God knows how many women, but like I said before, he's a part of, I think he's Omega Psi Phi or something. Q Dog, he's one of them. And after you go through a lot of the rituals that they put you through and the hazing rituals, and a lot of the times you are more susceptible. And we speak about that in my D9 fraternity expose video. We do a deep dive on what these things do to the psyche and how it makes things more fluid by design. You're a lot more open to different things. You're not as critical, but at the same time, they'll claim that they believe in God, and they have you to read from the scriptures. I'm digressing. I want to show y'all this video. This is somebody walked up to Playboy Max last night, and this is what they said to him. He thought it was going to be a joke, and the guy got super serious with him. And I have a ton of respect for him. Let's check it out.
Just say what's up, bro. I want to see you.
See you later.
High five, start.
I'm like, damn, this nigga fly.
We'll take plastic dick.
So that's so weird. That's literally Hendrix. I've been to this campus so many times, bro. I have friends that graduated from this campus. That's so weird that they're right there. But anyways, listen to what this guy's about to tell Playboy Max.
You're a diva. Why you want to be a diva?
He said, are you a diva? Why do you want to be a diva? He's smiling right now. Playboy Max is clearly smiling, the one with the red hat on. Watch how fast this is about to turn.
On some fly shit.
Why you want to be a diva?
Some fly shit.
You're a demon. You need holy oil, right? You need to sit down in the holy oil. You need to go get a church bath and cleanse your body, right? I think you are confused. I think you need some guidance. I think your parents feel a little way about that. I think you're clip farming and you're getting your clips. You pushing the persona. You smart. You loyal. I know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You've been at this. But you are not a diva. Divas bend over. I don't think you bend over. You're not the little boys in clover. You're not Tota. You're not a diva. You are a grown man. Black boy Max. Not black boy Batty. Not black boy ass. Are you gonna tell your son that you are a diva? Daddy, what's diva? Hey, get the fuck out of here. That is an abomination, Max. I am not proud of you. I am proud of everything else you did. Nominations, changing the game, changing your skin to Batty diva. Diva start with D. Diddy. What else? You know, it's like this, Max. And you know, I could speak like this because after the clips go up and they don't like me, I don't use social media no more, so I can be a crackhead for life. When you keep pushing that barrier, Max, when you keep pushing that barrier and time passes, what happens? What next? What's the next engagement? What's the next clip? Don't lose yourself, don't sell your soul, Max. They want your soul because you changed the game. Don't sell your soul. You know I have a soul. You know I don't hold my tongue. You know you the first person that ever subbed me up as a big streamer in my chat. You ain't mention it. You don't know how much I appreciate you. But you bigger than that, nigga. Don't forget niggas like you for your personality, nigga. Is you crazy? You don't need to put on no persona, nigga. You broke through with music. Is you crazy? So niggas suck my dick. Niggas don't like you. It's like the character. But your main niggas like you. Don't let niggas rage bait you on your own stream. Is you crazy, nigga? You him, nigga. You not no diva, nigga. What the fuck? Oh, not drive that. That's not true. You playing the character too much. Fuck out of here. You not no diva, nigga. What the fuck? I'm a pop it because I'm not gonna get no comments today. Fuck you talking about? I'm gonna get my pussy because I want to SU. But I'm not no diva. You fly though. You got fire. I'll give you that. You have to die me on that. You got fire. I'll give you that. You fly. You're not no diva.
Oh, bro. This shit crazy.
Tate. I'm gonna end my stream. I don't really want to chill niggas. I want to just chill. I've been streaming this whole time, and I have been having a lot of fun. You know, people just really just accepting me for who I am. Honestly, the whole time. So it's just felt like damn. I felt like I enjoyed this shit again. But you know, the reason I turned the camera back on is because I want to be real with y'all. Like that's why I started doing shit in the first place. Because streaming ability, I feel like. Alright, streaming, give me the ability to do that, you know? That's why I love it in the first place. I feel like I've always been able to be me. And even if niggas who don't fuck with me, or like viewers and fans, if they, like if they, how do I explain it, hate on me or don't fuck with me, that's cool. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know them. But on my own platform, it's like, damn, bro, if you fucked with me and really felt that way, why would you say on the stream in front of hundreds of niggas? You don't care about it for real. You just will know it go viral. Bitch, this is me, nigga. I'm Prince. This is me, nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. I might be a little weird, bro. I might tap some shit. Niggas get whole world think I don't give a fuck. What's wrong with being king? There's nothing wrong with that shit, bro. Y'all niggas is whack. You're corny. And you just think how the next nigga think. You don't have your own mind, bro. That shit whack. But I'm gonna be myself, regardless. None of y'all niggas fucking with me. I don't care. You might think that shit because you're closed-minded, but it's one love, bro. It's one love. It's one love, bro. It don't matter. Niggas gay, it don't matter. They straight. It don't matter, bro. Why don't we just love each other, bro? So, I don't care, bro. Fuck OJ. If you fuck with me, nigga, you set that shit off camera. You could have pulled me aside. I'd love to talk to you off camera. Why you saying that shit on camera? But it's cool. I love y'all, bro. I'm good off this shit, to be honest. I'm gonna just go chill. All right? I love y'all. But remember this always.
The language, who cares about the language? I don't care that they're using the N-word. I don't care that he's cursing. What matters is you see a human being right here that's conflicted, right? Whether he knows it or not. And this is something that I've learned over the few years I've been covering these type of things. Some people blow up. Some people are groomed and they're given a platform and they know that they were given a platform to push certain messages. And it happens a lot in the music industry. And then you got other people who given a platform and they're what they call a useful idiot. That is to say, they didn't know early on that they were given a platform, that they were allowed to blow up because of the message that they were pushing. And it's only when they stop pushing it, or they decide to stop going in a particular direction, or they make the decision to not go in a particular direction, whether they were already going in that direction or not, that is taken from them. I think Playboy Max may be one of those people who may not have known that he was being platformed to push this message. And that conversation that the guy just had with him on camera caught him off guard, because he's used to a lot of yes men, people that are just fanned out, people that just look at the views he gets, People look at the money that he gets, the rappers that he's collaborating with on stream. I believe he reportedly paid Lil Baby like $250,000 to come sit down with them. Like, what person that can afford to give anybody any type of money of that level, of that amount, for anything? How can he afford $250,000? I'm digressing, but the point is, I wanted to show that at the end of the day, these people are still human, and this person, we need to pray for Playboy Max because he's going through a lot. He's pushing this one love, and yeah, okay. I know everybody are not believers. I know that everybody don't believe in Christ, but I just don't believe it's a coincidence that the biggest streamers in the world all seem to follow the same line of thinking. How convenient. Hit the like button on your way in. Hit the like button. Yeah, I hope he finds peace as well, man. For sure. Andrew Tate. Let's talk a little bit about Andrew Tate because Andrew Tate is a very interesting individual. I know we use the term controlled opposition fairly often. Andrew Tate is a very interesting person. He goes from Muslim to Christian to saying he's a man of honor to then recklessly bragging and boasting on the internet about how much money, cars, materialistic, superficial, one-dimensional things that mean very little in this world or beyond this world. Well, he was just arrested. And I saw a lot of people saying he was arrested because, number one, I heard a lot of you all saying that it was a distraction. Two, I heard a lot of you all saying, no, they arrested him because of what he said about Charlie Kirk. He revealed the truth about Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens, and he wasn't supposed to say that. So because of it, they went through the UK. They had the UK to go through Romania, and they arrested him to set him up. Now, for those of you that haven't seen the clip of Andrew Tate talking about what really happened to Charlie Kirk, now this clip is sped up. It's just naturally that way. You're going to have to forgive me. And yes, Playboy Max. The guy's name is Playboy Max, not Play. I keep saying Playboy. At this point, it may be Plax, Boy Max, whatever he's called. I don't care. For those of you that haven't seen the Andrew Tate clip of him talking about what truly happened to Charlie Kirk, what truly happened to Candace, even though this video has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk, I want you all to take a listen to the clip first so that you're not in the dark. It's a pretty lengthy clip. It is sped up, but take a listen, and then I'll see you all on the other side. Yeah, Diddy got a podcast. Hold on one sec. All right, here we go.
Clown show.
Everyone has an accusation except for Nick Fuentes, and he's a virgin,
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the reasons, probably the only reason Nick is still on the internet is because he avoids women. Because if he had had a sexual history by now, they would have caught him. Nick's problem is that you get 3 lives. The first life is to cancel you. They've already canceled him. But now he's kind of back. So he did good. But they canceled me and I came back. I invented coming back from cancellation. I was the first to ever get canceled and get bigger. First one. Nick got canceled, didn't get bigger. He disappeared for a long time. I got canceled and got bigger. Realest nigger alive. I invented that. Second, they try and put you in jail. Third, they kill you. The problem that Nick has, and I actually really like Nick, is that if his taxes are in order and he ain't touching women, they haven't got much they can get him with on stage 2. And that doesn't mean they let you off. That means they skip stage 2 and they just kill you. Let's talk about Charlie Kirk. Why did they not just put him in jail? Because no one's going to believe Trump's DOJ prosecuting Charlie Kirk. Doesn't make sense. He's Trump's friend. Why would the Department of Justice try and prosecute Charlie Kirk? He's squeaky clean. Taxes paid. He's not like me. I made it easy for them. He's fucked 1,000 women. Call him up. Get him. Right? He ain't 1,000. He ain't running around with all these girlfriends like me. They went through his life. How are we going to get him in jail? How are we going to get him in jail? How are we going to get him in jail? You know what? There's literally nothing here. Next. Bang. I'm lucky with me. I gave them the layup. If I had lived squeaky clean like a dummy, if I had done everything right, they would have just killed me. But instead, they're like, we have to fix this Tate problem. Killing people is messy, and it makes them a martyr. It can make them bigger. And even as a government, killing someone in another country, even the Brits killing someone in Romania, I know how this stuff works. Trust me. They have to speak to the Romanian government. They have to try and clear it all. They have to understand their agent might get arrested. Then there's an international incident to get him out. Even the Russians, when they killed that guy in Germany, you can look it up. He got arrested. He was in jail for 3 years before Putin could swap him. The governments, when it comes to personal assassinations outside of drone strikes in third world countries, even they don't like to really do it. Macron could kill Candace, but even he is like on American soil, an American citizen. It's still a big deal for a government. So when they said, let's get rid of Andrew Tate, our options are to kill him or put him in jail. Well, let's see how we can put him in jail. And they looked for 10 seconds. They're like, oh, Finel, he's a treasure trove. He was a fighter. He sold weed when he was 18. He's every girl he could. He was running around drunk. He drove cars too. This guy, just get him. I gave it to him on a plate. I'm not stupid. I know I did. Of course I gave it to him on a plate. Everyone. So Nick's problem is he hasn't given it to him on a plate. Because people talk about my human trafficking accusations. You can look it up right now. The British government took 3.2 million pounds of my money for tax evasion too. So they got me for that. They get me for this. So it's like, just fucking get him. And I just keep giving it to him, laying it up. I'm a dumbass. So, but it saved me or I would be dead. Nick's problem, and I really care about Nick, is that it's almost like, you know, I have lots of businesses and I have a restaurant. And in my restaurant, I let my staff steal a little. Because if I let them steal none, they quit. And if I let them steal too much, I don't make any money. So I make sure that I allow them to steal enough so that they feel happy to go to work and they think they're winning. But I am also on it enough to stop them stealing so much I don't make profit. Like you have to give, and you have to give a little. If you're too strict, it gets worse. And I gave the enemy the second strike, and Nick didn't, or he hasn't, or he won't, or he can't. And Charlie didn't, and we look what happened to him. So I'm worried about Nick. I'm actually genuinely worried about Nick. And I think that Nick is smart enough also to worry about himself.
Why do you think Charlie Kirk was assassinated? Do you think it was because of feminism?
Let's talk as professionals here. Sorry for the pause. I'm just scanning what's going to keep me alive. So I know who killed him. And the only person who is overtly giving theories as to who killed him publicly is Candace. The reason Candace is breathing is because she is a woman and because she is black. And the people in charge have thought, they've concluded, you know what, let a black woman scream. Most people will, you know, even if they listen to her, you know, it's a black chick and we're just going to let her scream into the air and we'll just put it down to black female hysterical action. So we'll just put it down to that.
You think that's it?
That's an interesting theory. But what I found even more interesting is that he sat there and said with so much conviction, almost as a matter of fact, that he knows who took out Charlie Kirk. He said it as a matter of fact, you know. That is what's disturbing to me. But not only that, he goes a step further and says what they essentially what the quote unquote elite or whoever supposedly took out Charlie, what they surmised about the whole Candace Owens issue. That I found interesting. How do you know that is the question. If you are in the same breath expecting people to trust you to be not of the very people you are calling created the Matrix, if we are to believe that you have nothing to do with those people and you're not a creation of those people, then how would you explain how you know what they said about Candace? But let's continue because we're going to get to all of that with Andrew.
We'll get some bots on Twitter and we'll get everyone to call her crazy and we'll pretend she's hysterical and we'll push all of this narrative that she's nuts with some paid influencers. And we're going to get everyone to call her crazy, even if she's right on the money, even if she gets it perfectly right. Even in one of her episodes, if she describes it perfect, we're just going to convince everyone she's nuts because she's a black chick and we can convince people that she's just hysterical, like the Walmart ran out of cocoa butter and she's mad. So let's just do that. If you're a man in a sharp suit like yours, or if I put a suit on, I sit there and I break it down in a very logical, there still is that degree of misogyny in the world where a man is taken a little bit more seriously with some things. And then if you get it directly on the money with a different tone and they can't really call you crazy, if you don't give them the second life, if you don't give them an easy layup, well then you pay the price. That's the first thing to analyze. Now let's analyze a couple other things. It's not my job to say who killed Charlie. It's the job of our agencies, which we subsidize with our taxes, our tax money, to convince me that they know who killed Charlie. Not just to say who killed Charlie, but it is your job to convince me that what you are saying is the truth. The Magna Carta says, not only will justice be done, justice must seem to be done. That is the basis of Western law. Not only do we operate from a place of justice, but people at home see and experience the justice. I am giving millions or billions of dollars, or the American public are giving billions of dollars to agencies whose job it is to find out what happened, tell us what happened, and punish the person who did it. Now, if nobody believes their story, that is very detrimental to the faith in public institutions. And it is the faith in public institutions which keep a democracy functioning. We believe in elections because we believe they're fair. We go to court because we believe it's fair. Otherwise, it breaks down into Mogadishu. Otherwise, it's AK-47s and machetes. If you believe you don't get a fair chance in court, you just kill your enemy. The fuck are we going to talk about? So it is their job to make us believe them and have trust in them. And nobody believes the story. And they're not coming out to publicly disavow the other theories. They're not coming out to show evidence to prove that they told the truth. They're not coming out to stand up and double down and say, no, you guys are wrong. We got it right. This was our friend. This is important. That's their job. And they're not. I mean, if I was in charge of an agency and nobody believed me and I knew I was telling the truth, I'd make them believe me. Weird. I don't know. That's just a theory of mine. Strange. And the third thing I want to talk about is that Charlie undoubtedly was going to be president and he was undoubtedly massively influential. And he had an influence different than these streamers and clowns.
Did you see him as influential? Because that's the point I want to touch on is everyone I asked is like, you're influential. Charlie's not influential. He makes a certain set of people mad, but he's not our hero.
Correct. I am more influential in the hearts and minds of young men than Charlie ever was. True, but Charlie could do something that a lot of streamers can't do. I can do it, but most streamers can't. And what he could do, and this is very important, he could operate in the physical realm. He could force people to be kinetic. He could get people to go to a place. You think that's a small thing. If Sneaky said, hey guys, come here, no one's going to go. 3 people will go. 10 people will go. No one gives a few. But if I say, guys, I can fill a stadium, Charlie can fill a stadium. A stadium is an army. When you can make people move from their seats, when you can shake people out of apathy, you have a different level of power. You have a different level of influence. And Charlie could undoubtedly do that across the country. So Charlie was very influential in that regard. And when you look at Charlie Kirk and what happened to him, you have to understand that every single thing that happens in the world is simply just an endless battle, a never-ending tapestry. It's like the food chain where the fish eats the slug and the shark eats the fish and the alligator doesn't normally eat sharks, but him. It's constantly everyone after each other in a battle for influence. The media is trying to influence you of things. Advertising is trying to influence you of things. Streamers are trying to influence you of things. Celebrities have their points of view. The label on this bottle, exquisite effervescence, is trying to convince you of something. It's all a battle for influence all of the time. And if you're a true power player, you have influence. I had more influence over the young men than the BBC. The BBC said do something, they didn't listen. If I said do something, they did listen. So they hit me. So Charlie had influence. And everyone who didn't like or was threatened by what he was about to say, or how he was about to use, or how he was currently using his influence, wanted him gone. It's all just an influence battle. Charlie was an influential person, and that's why he's dead. So to get to the bottom of who shot him in the neck, the question is, who was threatened by, or was soon to be threatened by, what he was doing and saying? And if you work that out, you can get to the bottom of it. Funnily enough, in a lot of these scenarios, people go, liberals. Liberals aren't threatened by us. Liberals like the fight. They like arguing with us. Liberals like feeling like they're somebody. Liberals are the most argumentative, mentally ill retards on the planet. If you put 10 liberals in a room, all they're going to do is fight against each other because someone's going to accidentally forget to use a pronoun, but they'll all ally against you. Liberals need you and they need me. Liberals need Charlie so they can stay friends. Liberals need the common enemy. Liberals don't want to get rid of their enemies. They want to sit and argue with their enemies. They want to feel important. They want to feel morally superior. Liberals aren't out to kill important conservative figures. Personally, I mean, I know they're saying it was some liberal, some guy. Thought experiment.
Maybe not.
I mean, let's look at the Butler, Pennsylvania story. That dude got up on the roof with the rifle, faggot on the roof. I made a joke of it, and he in front of the Secret Service, and he just put his rifle together and just tried to kill the president, and then they instantly blasted him after he pulled the trigger, so they were already aiming at him, and just some guy, and he was radicalized, and just some guy. It's all just credit. It's all just a lie. It's all just made up. And if I'm wrong, then the FBI or the DOJ or someone should stand up and say, here, Andrew, you're wrong. Here's why. And I should sit and go, oh, I understand. I'm sorry. I apologize. I stand corrected. Not sit and go, everyone at home knows we're lying, but we can't risk telling any more details because they're going to work out we're lying even worse. So let's just let everybody not believe in us anymore.
All right.
I mean,
Let me ask you this, Andrew. In your position, do you find yourself more worried about a radicalized individual or like another group?
I am far more worried about a government action than a radicalized individual. I'm not worried about the person at home who decides to hate Andrew Tate. No. And if I ever get killed by somebody who they say, we found on his computer a letter he wrote about how much he hated Andrew Tate. We found his passport in the wreckage. We found the passport. It's a joke, bro. If I ever get killed by some individual who hates me, it was a government. Governments love the scapegoat. Like, let's imagine a group of people wanting to kill our president. They'd send some piece of shit up there to get blasted knowing he's going to die. They'd convince him to do it. And then they just blame it on some lone wolf. All the intelligence agencies on the planet are currently trying to recruit idiots to do things exactly like this. If you go to Turkey, or you go to Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, any of these countries, and if you hung around there for a while, and if you knew the people I know, eventually you'd end up in conversations with people who would try and convince you to do extreme things, dangerous things. And they work for foreign intel agencies. Whether they work for the Ukrainians and want you to commit an act of atrocity against the Russians, like the Moscow attackers did not too long ago and killed all those people in the stadium, whether they work for the Russians and want you to commit an act of atrocity against the Ukrainians, and they'd convince you that you'd be paid well and you'd be a hero and you should do it, and they'd sit there, they'd try and find some guy who's half mentally ill or a little bit retarded or broke or desperate. Every intel agency on the planet as it currently stands is trying to recruit people specifically to do stupid things so they can blame that person after the action takes place. There are no lone wolves. This is all intel agencies. This is all they do. It's interesting because we can even look at Islamic terror. Mm-hmm. They don't blow themselves up. They find some young guy and convince him to go blow himself up. I thought you got a bunch of virgins. Like, I'm Muslim. I'm saying if you got a bunch of virgins for blowing yourself up, surely they'd be doing it themselves. Why are they convincing someone else to do it? It's just the way the world works, right? So,
and how persuasive are they?
Unfortunately, you don't have to be that persuasive. Very much like my situation with the girls. It's a numbers game. You talk to 10,000 people, and eventually you find one. And you go, okay. If you can add in some psychiatric meds, if you can add in promises that they're going to make it out and they're going to be a hero and all these things, if you can add in fake friends, like I think they were saying that Tyler, who killed Charlie, was on Discord talking to his friends who were convincing him to do it. Were they friends? I mean, who were these people?
Did they ever even meet them?
Have they ever been arrested? I don't know. So you add in a social circle, you add in some psychiatric meds, you add in a financial incentive. You usually get a love interest. You get some girl or someone. If you do this, you'll be my hero. You add some little bit of basic ass pussy. You put it all together and you go to 10,000 retards. You get your guy. And the guy in Butler, Pennsylvania, for example, literally got blasted the second he pulled the trigger. Shot at Trump, bang. So they were already aiming at him. They just didn't want him to talk. The guy who killed JFK, Lee Harvey Oswald, killed. He was killed in jail. Did you know that?
And the guy who killed him
was killed in jail. So he was killed in jail, and the guy in jail who killed him was killed in jail. The chain, I mean, so I'm not worried about some lone actor, because if a lone actor kills me and it makes the news and they say the lone actor was watching many videos that said Andrew Tate is misogynist, a government did it. This whole lone actor crap, no, it's all bullshit. I know there are groups of powerful people who are very concerned with the amount of influence I have over the world. And what I've tried to do is measure the risk-reward ratios. I've tried to sit down and think, okay, if I'm going to talk about certain subjects, how can I talk about them in a way where I can point people in the right direction so they can come to their own conclusions, but I don't cross the threshold where I need to die, but I can actually help the fight, even though they call me a sellout? Or how I could talk about a subject and it pisses these people off, but it actually makes these other people happy with me, and that gives me some top cover there. So I can go to this country and live my life in peace, for example. It's complicated. Or I could shut up and I could spray cologne and take 200 million and just Sydney Sweeney and just be a A-list. I could just do that and stop getting called a sellout. If the people I've helped don't soon show some appreciation and gratitude, what I'm going to do for the plot, Jack, for the plot, is show them what. For the plot, I'm going to go do movies, take 500M and just hang around with A-listers. And they go, Andrew Tate sold out, Andrew Tate. I'm going to retweet and go, yep, tried to help you idiots. Are you still poor? Are you still at home, broke? It seems so, because you weren't nice enough to me. I deserve gratitude for what I have done. I didn't have to do it. I was rich before I did it. I gave up my whole life, and people need to start being nice to me. And if they don't, they're going to see what a sellout is. And I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to laugh the whole way, because I'm not selling out in my heart. I'm just teaching them all a lesson.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about how you got rich later in this video. But anyways, this is the pretty longer clip. I know that was pretty long, but some people believe that it was this clip that he got a little bit too accurate, to a little bit on the money, describing or explaining what it is that truly happened with Charlie Kirk. And because of it, they're punishing him again, because they believe that the first time that Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan was arrested for these charges, that it was sort of a warning to the Tate brothers to stay in line. I disagree, and I'll remember to put the link in the description to my Andrew Tate breakdown. But I've already broken down, if you haven't seen it yet, Andrew Tate and why I'm so suspicious of him. Number one, for those of you that don't know, Andrew Tate's father was in the CIA, and Andrew Tate has openly talked about this. So once again, we have another popular character who at one point was one of the most, I believe he was the #1 most Googled person or man in the world. That's right, even over Donald Trump himself. Andrew Tate was at one point in time, for like a good little stretch too, for a number of years. We have another person who's at the forefront, who's allowed to trend, gets all these views, who comes from a family that worked in the CIA. I don't trust Andrew Tate, because Andrew Tate made the conscious decision, despite the fact that he's from America, made the conscious decision to go to Romania because he knows it's a lot cheaper over there. He knows that his business, if he's working, that is, if it's marketplace, if you will, it's women, and to sell women, he knows that he can thrive in Romania, which is one of the hotbeds for illegal moving of human bodies. So let's read about what just happened with Andrew Tate and his brother. And I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't trust Andrew Tate either. So it says the Tate brothers arrested by U.S. Marshals in Miami on UK extradition requests over RAPE and ST charges. Right? See if we can get it to play here.
Tools from Harbor Freight are doing
first. That's fine. And my understanding is that this happened in Miami. And as you'll see in this video here in the next 10-15 seconds, Andrew Tate supposedly was caught off guard. He was wearing a purple top, gray pants. And then you're going to later see in the video his brother will also get handcuffed as well.
Come over here by me. Back up. What's going on? Back up.
Tristan, anything to say?
Yeah. Interesting clip. So apparently this video did not show where he was first approached by this gentleman, but Andrew was getting out of the car and he walked up and put the handcuffs on him. All right. And so so that we're on the same page, I 100% believe that Andrew Tate and his brother are guilty of several things that they've been accused of doing. Could some of it not be true? Could some of it be embellished? Sure. But they are 100%, in my opinion, allegedly guilty of many of the things they've been accused of. And they've even told us that themselves, that being Andrew Tate. Many of you all already know this, but for those of you that don't, Andrew Tate has admitted multiple things on camera multiple times, which is surprising to me, some of the company that he keeps, because that dude claims to be Muslim, claims to be Christian, but all the things on the internet that you can go and easily find are not consistent with anybody who claims to be a believer or even just a decent human, right? Let's read a little bit of what he was arrested for. It says, U.S. Marshals arrested social media influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate in Miami Saturday on extradition request from the United Kingdom, right? So this is coming from the UK following an investigation into offenses reported by 7 victims, according to the UK Crown Prosecution Service. UK officials accused the brothers of abusing women in the East of England region just north of London between 2010 and 2017. And my understanding is that the UK had been waiting for years following the pending charges from Romania. And my understanding, the way it was described, was that the UK became impatient, and they're watching Andrew Tate and his brother fly across the world and from country to country, and nothing's really happening, and it's just pending with these original charges from Romania. So the UK went ahead and stepped in, went around Romania and said, hey, we're just going to press charges now, right? And I think it's like a total of 59 charges between the two of them. Andrew Tate, a self-proclaimed misogynist with billions of views online, faces 42 charges, including RAPE. You see the term there, indecent images of a child and assault, according to the UK Crown Prosecution Service and Bedfordshire Shire Police. Tristan Tate faces 17 charges, including SA, RAPE, and you see the word there as well, right? Officers from our major crime unit have been working closely alongside the Crown Prosecution Service and both national and international law enforcement agencies as part of this complex investigation, right? The Department of Justice confirmed U.S. Marshals arrested Andrew and Tristan Tate pursuant to extradition proceedings, adding the arrests were made in accordance with the treaties and law enforcement agreements governing Justice Department extraditions. The brothers will appear in federal court in Miami this week, a law enforcement source said, right? Very interesting. Well, earlier I mentioned I mentioned an incident that took place early this year that had Andrew Tate and Sneeko, what's his name, Nick Fuentes, Clavicular. They had all these people trending, right? I want to play what Sneeko had to say, and I thought it was very interesting what Sneeko had to say, which I have my suspicions about Sneeko as well. But let's take a listen to what Sneeko had to say once he got the news that Andrew Tate was been arrested, if you haven't seen it yet.
So now you're promoting Me Too feminist culture.
As he has on his Black and White in Duality.
The fall off is crazy.
See, it's not Me Too feminist culture. It's the fact that they're actually guilty. And I looked through, well, apparently, according to them, I don't know, allegedly they're guilty. Allegedly. At the time, I did believe it. I believe that they were innocent, but you look into it more and you look into what the lover boy method is and you look into what that is. They literally said that they were recruiting women to pimp them out. They had a course talking about how you could become a pimp. Word for word, they just spell out exactly what the lover boy method is. They say, this is how you do it. If you want a girl to fall in love with you so that you could traffic her, buy my course and I'll teach you how. So first you make her fall in love with you. You have sex with her. Then you program her. Then you take her passport. Then she's in love with you. Then you put her on OnlyFans. It's like, that's what the lover boy method is, word for word. That's what pimping is, allegedly. I don't know what I'm talking about, allegedly. To a T, that's exactly what pimping is, and they just did it online. And they did it in Europe with white women. Look at that, too. You know what's so funny is that the Tate started grifting the white supremacists, like the white incels, the skin worshippers. They literally got rich pimping out European white women because they were better for money. Like, they made more money. Do you think that they were pimping out Asian girls and black girls? No, they moved to Romania because the crimes, they thought that we're going to get away with it. They said, Romania's the third world country. I could be a mob boss. I'm a mafia. I could bribe the police. I'm like the cartel of Romania. That's why they moved there. One. Two, for the women, because they know white women are the best clientele. So they make the best prostitutes for Indians jerking off. So these are two black men move to Eastern Europe, predominantly white country, to pimp out white women, destroying the birth rate. And then now the skin worshippers are like, yeah, he's one of me. Yeah. You fall for anything. Like, you guys will, all you have to say is a couple things about deporting and then immediately you could just, retweet Tommy Robinson. You're good.
I was muted. But what I said was, it's interesting that he said this because many of the things that he said about Andrew Tate, Sneeko knew these things about Andrew Tate years ago, just like everybody know these things about Andrew Tate. You know exactly what he was about. You know what this dude was accused of doing, and you know what he admitted to doing, which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and play this clip now. He said way worse. He not only gave people the blueprint on how to pimp women, right, on how to subjugate women, how to manipulate women. He didn't just do that. He talked about taking it a step further. Now, I'm on YouTube. Obviously, if I was on X or Patreon, this would be way different. But let me see if I can play an edited clip of what he said here. Listen to this.
In self-defense, here's a little move. When I grab you by your neck and you start annoying me trying to resist, and I just, and then I grab you by your neck again. Then what the fuck are you gonna do when your face is collapsed and your cheekbone's broken? You ain't gonna do shit but cry.
I guarantee I changed the way you look at sex forever. You're gonna be crying. I won't cry. I bet you cry. I bet you cry. You're saying I wouldn't cry. You're challenging me to a fight. You're saying I can't hurt you. You're out of your mind? I don't even have to you. Forget the sex part. That's a distraction. My dick can stay in my pants. I'll just start beating the shit out of you. How about that? We walk in the bedroom. I start kicking your ass. No sex. No sex involved. But you cry then.
I perfected this in pimp school. When I got my PhD, we had to practice if a girl comes at you, you cheated, you cheating. It's bang out the machete, boom in her face, and then grip her up by the neck. Like, shut up! Her panties get wet. The machete's on the floor, her panties are all wet. You go, fuck her. That's how it goes. Slap, slap, grab, choke, shut up, sex. These are the basic moves of pimping.
Mr. Andrew Tate. Now, for those of you that don't know, Andrew Tate, when he got arrested the first time, this was the photo that they took of Andrew Tate. The first question I have, like I always do, is who's behind the camera? And this is coming from the front of the car. How did you get this photo? How did you get this footage? And why is it so perfect? Why does it look like that's intentional? Because in the video clip that I showed you all earlier, we saw he was doing that hand sign the entire video. Right? This is a hand sign he is religiously sort of made. But not only that, this is a hand sign that he's even talked about himself.
Cobra Tate, you can find a picture of my father, and he's sitting there with a hand symbol. He's sitting there like
His father, who was a master chess player, but as I mentioned before, also CIA.
Which is at Cobra Tate. You can find a picture of my father, and he's sitting there with a hand symbol. He's sitting there like this. He looks his fingers, and he puts his thumb, his hand together. I do the same thing because I am my father's son. And I do it in a lot of my Instagram pictures. And that Instagram post is a few examples of me doing it and my father doing it. The reason I do it is because when your brain is as advanced as mine, you have to complete the circuit. I'm full of electricity. My blood's on fire. I'm completing the circuit.
Tiger blood.
Try it at home. Try this right now, children, ladies, if there are any, but gentlemen, try it. Try the hand symbol. Complete the circuit of your body. Make the electrons flow. And I do it because it increases my power. It's like a power up. So it's like a power up. And my dad used to do it when he played chess. I used to do it before I fought. So I started doing it, and people start saying, that's an Illuminati hand symbol. He's a Freemason hand symbol, hand symbol. I'm not associated with the Illuminati or Freemasons because I'm associated with a group called the War Room. Our group. And the War Room is basically very similar in many ways. I'm not going to talk too much about what the War Room is.
So he's openly talking about the hand signs that he's making and how many people have noticed that he's very intentional about it. How many people have noticed that it just so happens to be the same hand sign that many other elites or people who are in the know, people who are of that echelon, right, all do the same hand signs. This is just one of them. He says he's not a Freemason. He's not a part of the Illuminati. He knows that the Illuminati is a bloodline, so he knows that those people are just ignorant. But he goes a step further. He says he's not a part of the War Room because he has his own group that is very similar to those, but better. Just so you all understand something, let me find it. This is the War Room, and this is the price that people have to pay, or at least at one point in time, to join the War Room. That's right, $8,000. It was as low as $5,000 or $6,000 at one point. And the most crappiest part, the most scammy part about all of this is that many of the things that they so-called teach you in the War Room, don't ask me how I know, are things that you could just Google on the internet. They're supposed to make you a better man. Isn't that what they always say? It's until you rise in rank and go through the levels, and you got to go through rituals and you have to take certain vows and certain oaths before you actually find out what these organizations in the War Room and things like that are about. But one of the more annoying things about Andrew Tate for me is this idea of him talking about escaping the matrix. Have you all ever heard Andrew Tate talk about escaping the matrix? Yes, many people paid this. I don't know if they pay for it as much as they used to, but yes, there was a point in time, maybe like back in 2015, when he was absolutely extremely popular. Yes. 2015, 2016, 2017, people was paying this. Yeah. People was paying that price. So he talks about escaping the matrix, right? For those of you that haven't seen my Andrew Tate video, For those of you that have and remember it, then I just sound like a broken record. But Andrew Tate, for those of you that don't know, here's another reason you shouldn't trust him. He says that there are 3 ways to escape the matrix, right? The first way, he says, is you have to become obsessed with wealth. That's the first way to escape the matrix. The second way you escape the matrix is that you have to join a powerful group. And I'm going to play the audio here in just a moment so you can hear him yourself. The first way to escape the matrix is to become obsessed with the idea of being wealthy. Or not the idea, but pursuing wealth. 2, you escape the matrix by joining a powerful group that will provide you access to whatever it is that you need. There's so many things wrong with these 2 steps already. The third way that you can escape the matrix is that you must not have blind compliance. You must not have blind compliance. That's crazy as well. Before I tell you why it's crazy, I want you all to hear him say it himself.
Point 1. You need to become obsessed with wealth. I can't explain how many times during this episode of human history I have managed to skirt the rules purely because I have huge sums of money. When you have a lot of money, you then get a lot of influence over others. With influence over others, you can begin to skirt some of the rules. So the first thing is you need to become obsessed with wealth creation. I want everyone here to understand something. I'm not a philanthropist. I don't really care about making you people rich, and I certainly don't need your money. So if you think that I run Hustlers University or the War Room or these networks for money, you're absolutely mistaken. I have enough money to live for the rest of my life. Secondly, you become obsessed with making powerful friends, a powerful network of like-minded individuals. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to state this again. I'm trying to make people rich, and I'm trying to make people think the same way I think, that we can all work together to try our very best to resist the global enslavement of humankind. Third thing you must do, and this is extremely important, you must stop blind compliance. You must stop blind compliance.
So there's so many things wrong here. First and foremost, he says that he doesn't need your money. He's lying to you. Excuse me, but let's go in order. Number 1, he says that you need to become obsessed with wealth. Let's think about that for a second. Okay. You need to become obsessed with wealth. Isn't that the very thing that the elite is about themselves? Wealth, right? Because in order to become wealthy, or at least a lot of people's way of becoming wealthy, is that you have to be an entrepreneur. You have to invest in entrepreneurship, right? Those are really the 2 only ways. Entrepreneurship or investing in entrepreneurship. Right? And I'm putting investing in entrepreneurship in the same category as investing in itself. So his very first step to escape the matrix, which, by the way, I find it very interesting that Andrew Tate actually looks a lot like the very people from the actual movie The Matrix. Isn't that weird? Look at that. He looks just like the character, the glasses, the bald head, the mustache, the beard, the whole ordeal. Number 1, you have to become obsessed with wealth. Even though that's quite literally the people that you're claiming created the Matrix, they're obsessed with wealth. They're obsessed with control. The second way is that you have to join a powerful group that will give you whatever you want. That sounds so suspicious. Another reason why you shouldn't take that advice, because that could apply to a lot of different groups. Let's just remove Freemasonry and fraternities and sororities for younger people. Let's just move that to the side. A gang could literally do that for people, right? If you're a Blood, a Crip, a Vice Lord, a GD, a BD, any of those gang members, if you get jumped into a gang in Atlanta or Mississippi, and then you go to LA, you're connected. by way of being a part of the same gang? Are you encouraging people, Andrew Tate, to join this powerful group that could give them whatever they want? Because in some cases, many gang members want certain things that their gang can provide for them. It just depends on subjectively what it is that you want. That's a horrible piece of advice. How is that escaping the matrix? Why are you lying and telling people that you don't need their money? Yes, you do. That's a tactic. That's a different tactic that manipulators use. He knows about his image. He knows that if he says things enough time, people will believe him. What is it going to hurt if I pay $6,000 to join your war room? Shoot, obviously, if you're rich, you can provide me information, which, by the way, Andrew Tate has been sued by people who have paid for that, which is how we have since learned that he lied, right? And then the third way, he says you must not have blind compliance, which is quite literally what you're asking people to have to join your group. Blind compliance. You won't tell people what the war room is unless they pay this absurd fee to join the war room that you have aligned and likened to Freemasonry. Make it make sense. Right? Make it make sense.
But cooler.
Cooler.
Yeah, no, so like it doesn't matter. Let's say your Facebook account gets banned.
Yeah.
You can email Facebook like a brokey, or you can go to the war room and say, my Facebook account's been banned. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's say your bank account gets blocked. Let's say your passport's blocked.
Yeah.
Let's say you need a Lamborghini in Santorini on 3 hours' notice. The war room is my own secret society.
What's that?
It's a secret society.
Like Illuminati type?
Correct.
Huh? Let's play it again.
The Freemasons, but cooler.
Cooler.
Yeah, no.
The war room is like the Freemasons, but cooler.
The Freemasons, but cooler.
Cooler.
Yeah, no, so like it doesn't matter. Let's say your Facebook account gets banned.
Yeah.
You can email Facebook like a brokey, or you can go to the war room and say, my Facebook account's been banned. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's say your bank account gets blocked. Let's say your passport's blocked.
Yeah.
Let's say you need a Lamborghini in Santorini on 3 hours' notice. The war room is my own secret society.
What's that?
It's a secret society.
Like Illuminati type?
Correct.
As I've said many times before, they have to tell them themselves. They have to. They have to. Let me show y'all this. So Andrew Tate, when he was first accused and charged, he gets out. And y'all remember this photo here, right? Where he is in this video with the pizza box. We all know what pizza is a reference to from Pizzagate, which is eerily similar to Cabot Phillip, the person who used to date Erica Kirk, tattooing pizza on his lip. What does that mean? What does that stand for? Why is it so important that you got it tattooed on your lip, let alone anywhere in your body? Why is Andrew Tate choosing a pizza box? The super in shape fitness guru has a pizza box. Why is he in Romania? Because the very things that's been accused on him I mean, it's obvious. We know exactly what it means. So yes, I see people in the chat saying this is the person that's close friends with George Farmer, Candace Owens' husband. I get it. I know. It's just my thing with these moments is that we give people the benefit of the doubt so much that we just reject common sense. All right. I know we all remember this. Mr. Cabby Phillips. Trying to find a picture of his dad. And then, of course, we have this here. Now, Andrew Tate was what they claim, which I was wondering this time as well, how they located him. How do they always know where Andrew Tate is? Well, you say, well, it's the three-letter agencies and it's the government. They can locate anybody whenever they want. That's amazing to me. They knew exactly where to go to get Andrew. They knew exactly where to go. Let me see if I can find that clip unedited. Let's see. Okay, I think I found it. Let's perfect. Let's watch it together. Because now you all get to see like the beginning part of it before we talk about this photo. You get to see the beginning part where he looked completely caught off guard.
Back up. Guys, back up. You know this course? Are you able to pull it up some sort of you gotta get this. Okay.
Well, this was from yesterday. When he got arrested, though, the first time, this is super small. So let me see if I can make this bigger. One sec. Let me find this for you so you can oh, I found it. Here it is. And this right here was sort of just another confirmation for me that Andrew Tate is just another character playing a role. He just is. Let me get this photo and we'll be good to go. He tweets here, and apparently this is how the feds were able to locate him the first time. He says, "Hello, Greta Thunberg." He's responding to someone that criticized him. "I have 33 cars. My Bugatti has a W16 8-liter quad turbo. My two Ferrari 812 have 6.5 liters V12. This is just the start. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. This had nothing to do with cars. This had nothing to do with engines. This had nothing to do even with bragging, even for Andrew Tate. This was about signaling, showing his allegiance, and just speaking to those that are in the know that this is what it is. This is who I am. Yes, all of it is a play. I believe Andrew Tate is playing a character, as I've said before. He could have just said, I have dozens of cars. I have tons of cars. I have a lot of cars. I have more than 30 cars. He was very specific. And I just had the original tweet up there, so you all know that this is not Photoshop. There's even videos of Andrew Tate. I can't show them on YouTube, but I'm going to just show a screenshot of the video. I'm going to show you all. See, people are saying he's being set up. He's not being set up. People are saying he's being punished. What he's doing is he was allowed to run free as long as he was. You know how they use it? Like we've heard many times, if a person has dirt on them, they're able to blackmail the person. And now when that person has all this influence, they're able to use that person to push certain messages, to guide people in certain directions, to infiltrate the mind of so many people. This is how it typically works. So let me, again, I can't play the video, but I'm going to show you the image. Yeah, you see it. This was filmed in the UK in 2012. Matter of fact, let me just do it like this. He was 25 in 2012. Let's put this up there. So for those of you that are saying that he's innocent and he's being set up, stop it, please. You're going to have to stop that. Stop it. Yeah, maybe it's a distraction, sure, but that doesn't change the fact that Andrew Tate and his brother was allowed to surge and they're allowed to be platformed because they have a role to play like everybody else. That does not mean that they can't tell us the truth at times. It doesn't mean that they're not truth tellers at all. All right. So, and part of the reason you should know that is because if it happened way back in 2012, some stuff, there is no statute of limitations. And some things, there is a statute of limitations that just hasn't fell outside of that window yet. Remember when they sent pizza 33 to Nancy's house from across the country doing the investigation? I did know that. Thank you. I appreciate that. What I was going to say. I told you all I had a video to drop on Patreon. I forgot to do it. I will be dropping that once this live ends. I meant to tell you all that. Heck yeah. So yeah, that's sort of my thoughts on Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is not like us. He's not a regular person that just obtain fame and fortune. No, Andrew Tate, I believe, is a character on the world stage. And really, when you look at him, how he talks and carries himself, he carries himself like he's a character on the world stage. He doesn't carry himself like he's a real person, you know. And the people who refuse to call out Andrew Tate for what he is, because it's one thing to stand up for friends and people that you support if they're just doing things people don't like. If they're just doing something that's different from your lifestyle, they have different morals from you. It's a completely different thing if they're admitting to committing crimes and you can see them committing certain crimes on camera and they're bragging and boasting about it on camera, let alone harming other humans. That's where everybody should draw the line. And some people are choosing not to do that. So, anyways, we'll get to a couple super chats. The Tates are the OG Romanian angels, right? Exactly. You get it. It's kind of funny that we've done so many of these breakdowns on Erica Kirk, and a lot of my early work on Erica Kirk back in like September um, covered the whole Romania angle and meeting Tyler Boyer and the military connection and all these things, ties to the CIA, all these things. But then many people will overlook the fact that that is exactly where Andrew Tate made his money, because everybody seems to know where to go if you want to get rich quick in that line of work. Gina, thank you for the $50 super chat. Thank you so much. The clothes Andrew Tate has on are out of a women's catalog. I can't remember the name of it. All of that arrest seems staged. Thanks, Didi. Great show as usual. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend and we'll have a wonderful week too. Thank you so much. As always, everybody give a shout out to Gina. As we all know, Gina shows a lot of love. Yes, it looks staged. It always looks staged. Every arrest always seems to have a camera perfectly there at the right time. I just find that so interesting. Like his first one looked like a freaking scene out of a movie. I'm like, what is this? This is not a real arrest. You know? Thank you for the $5. Thank you, Didi. I appreciate you. Thank you. If the Tates are behind bars, why is Trump free? No telling. Didi, I just watched the first 30 seconds of the Baron Coleman podcast. He did the devil horn signal. It was right at the first 30 seconds of the show. Interesting. Interesting. Was he doing it for a particular reason? Was it natural? Was it, I mean, you'd have to send it to me. Tate, not sure what organization he's a part of. Is probably something we've never heard of. He's not American. Candace is CIA, and I stand on that. Andrew Tate is interesting. They said stop the propaganda. Y'all are crazy in this comment section, man. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yep, yep. Heck yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I have an entire Andrew Tate documentary. Well, I shouldn't say documentary, a whole Andrew Tate breakdown. If you all are interested in that, I will put that in the description if you'd like to see it. I just wanted to give my thoughts on the charges. And before we get off, I think our boy let's see, Trevor Ross got into the charges. Actually, I'm not even going to get on. I'm not even going to risk it. Never mind. I was about to get into the details of the charges, of the 42 charges for Andrew and I believe the 17 for his brother. We read the overarching charges, but I wanted to get into the details of it. But we're on YouTube and it can get tricky. Maybe I'll do it on Patreon later. But that gets kind of tricky on YouTube and they'll flag the video. So I'm not even gonna chance that. Anyways, y'all in the comment section, man, give me your thoughts. Let me know what you all think about this. I'll see this. We'll see how this plays out here in the next week or so. Some people have speculated that Andrew Tate was not only arrested because he spoke too much on the Charlie Kirk incident, but also to use him as a distraction because there are all these new developments coming since the Tyler Robinson preliminary hearing. So they needed Andrew Tate to be, just another set of distraction set in place to keep us preoccupied, if you will. But in that documentary or that video about Andrew Tate, I also talk about like the shows that he was a part of. He's been a part of a show called Big Brother. If you all don't know that about Andrew Tate, he was a part of a show called Big Brother, and they have all the one-eye symbolism, all the Freemasonic symbolism all throughout that show. And I show that in the video as well. All right. So, anyways, y'all in the comment section, give me your thoughts, man. Let me know what you think. I'm out. Peace.